When Germany launched its blitzkrieg attacks on Poland, Norway, Belgium, Holland, Britain and France, declared war on Germany. But France eventually fell before Germany, resulting in its invasion. So now the question is, how did Britain respond to the possible attack by Germany? Did they fall like France did? Hi there, welcome to our channel, Eventful Insights. We'll be continuing our exploration of the events of World War II, shedding new light on the details of the wars that happened. In this video, we'll get to know Operation Sealion, Nazi Germany's plan of attack on Britain. Together, let's find out what happened during this war and who won in the end. Before we begin, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Battle of Britain, can you guess who won this battle? Tell us in the comments below. After defeating France with a swift attack, with the Luftwaffe having the major contribution, Adolf Hitler believed that Britain was on its knees. Now, who is Hitler facing this time? Winston Churchill assumed the role of Prime Minister of Britain on May 10, 1940. Coincidentally, on the very day Churchill achieved his lifelong aspiration, Germany initiated invasions into France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. In a hurry to destroy Russia, Hitler had expected London to sign a quick armistice in exchange for the Royal Navy's freedom of the seas and the preservation of the British Empire. Behind him, Hitler's naval commanders doubted they could meet the challenges of supplying a cross-channel assault. His air force thought they could break British resistance on its own. His army oversimplified the realities of a combined amphibious and airborne invasion. They all reasoned that British fear of invasion alone might be enough to force a peace deal. But Churchill's decision is firm and refuses to negotiate. He had one goal in mind, which is to stop an impending invasion. Germany neared the capture of the entire French fleet, one of the largest globally. With these vessels potentially under Hitler's control, the threat of invading Britain loomed. Churchill faced a crucial decision: trust the assurances of the new French government or prevent the ships from strengthening the German navy by ordering their destruction. Churchill makes what he noted as his most hateful decision, attacking a former ally. On July 3, 1940, amid World War II, British ships attacked French Navy vessels at a base in Algeria. The assault resulted in the deaths of 1,297 French sailors, the sinking of one battleship, and damage to 5 other ships. But Hitler is undeterred. Luftwaffe Commander-in-Chief Hermann Göring promises Hitler that in just 4 days, Britain's entire Royal Air Force would be destroyed. And so on July 10, 1940, the Battle of Britain began. Initially, Hitler hadn't even planned to invade Britain, assuming Churchill would give in. But Hitler didn't realize how determined the British people were. So, the Nazis improvised a plan, starting Luftwaffe and submarine attacks on July 10, 1940. On that day, German bombers and fighter escorts targeted a British convoy in the English Channel. Before Operation Sealion, Germany aimed for air superiority over the invasion fleet. They sent bombers to provoke RAF defense, while Messerschmitt Bf-109s engaged British aircraft. Unexpectedly, the Germans encountered Supermarine Spitfires. In the encounter, the Luftwaffe lost 10 aircraft, while sinking only 1 German ship. However, Joseph Beppo Schmid, Göring's Luftwaffe military intelligence chief, falsely reported superiority over the Spitfire, telling Göring what he only wanted to hear. On July 16, 1940, Hitler issued Directive No. 16, which ordered the preparation for Operation Sealion, the planned invasion of Britain. Hitler insisted that the British Air Force had to be severely weakened to the point where it couldn't effectively resist the invading forces. Just 3 days later, Hitler issued an appeal to reason to Great Britain, urging them to prevent the destruction of a great world empire. Hitler emphasized that his intention was never to destroy the British Empire. He made it clear that if his appeal was rejected, it would lead to a final attack on Britain, utilizing all of Germany's resources. In July 1940, serious preparations commenced for Operation Sealion after Britain turned down Hitler's final offer for a peace agreement. Hitler sought an immediate invasion to prevent the British Army from regaining strength following its defeat in France. Before we continue, what are your thoughts on the two leaders, Hitler and Churchill, so far? Share with us what you think in the comments below. Now let's continue. In August 1940, Göring expressed confidence in his ability to swiftly defeat the Royal Air Force, clearing the path for a ground invasion of Britain. On August 13th, Göring launched his attack called Eagle Day. The plan aimed to incapacitate these airfields, preventing the RAF from defending the skies over the English Channel with the same intensity as before. Once accomplished, the Luftwaffe would hinder the Royal Navy's ability to challenge the landings of the German army, ultimately aiming to force a surrender. The operation faced initial difficulties and never regained momentum for the Germans. There was widespread confusion about whether it had even begun. Göring confirmed the operation's start only at 2 p.m. after the first bombers had already taken off without receiving orders to abort due to bad weather. Throughout the operation, the Luftwaffe encountered relentless harassment over southern England. They faced constant attacks from various directions. In the end, Germany lost 47 planes and 86 pilots, while Britain lost only 13 fighters. Schmid would continue to feed lies to Göring, reporting that 70 British planes were down. But you're probably wondering, how did Britain receive that attack well? Unbeknownst to the Germans, the British were using what they call the Dowding system. This system, funded by Hugh Dowding, was what would play a crucial part in how Britain would perform in this war. In the lead-up to war in the 1930s, Dowding facilitated the development of fast fighter planes like the Spitfire and Hurricane, and allocated funds for experimental radar stations, which proved vital in the Battle of Britain. The Dowding system, pivotal in the Battle of Britain, revolutionized air defense. It allowed British aircraft to deploy strategically, conserving resources by responding only when German planes were detected nearby. This system relied on Chain Home, the first radar, detecting incoming aircraft within 120 miles of British airspace. The Royal Observer Corps tracked Luftwaffe planes entering England, aiding RAF fighter coordination. Chain Home stations along the south and east coasts identified incoming German aircraft, relaying information to the filter room at command headquarters at Bentley Priory, the central hub of the Dowding system. Air Vice Marshal Keith Park, like Dowding, played a crucial role in Britain's fight against Germany during World War II. Park commanded 11 Group, responsible for defending the southern coastline of Britain and southeast England, including safeguarding London, which was anticipated to become the primary target of the Luftwaffe at some point during the war. During ongoing attacks, Britain found a note with the code Knickerbein in a downed Heinkel bomber. This indicated that the Luftwaffe used a system where bombers followed a radio beam from ground stations until it intersected another beam over the target area, revealing the Germans' plan to attack at night. On August 15th, Göring commanded his air fleets to exert maximum effort. They carried out over 2,000 sorties, the highest number in a single day during the Battle of Britain. The German High Command reported 99 RAF fighters destroyed in aerial combat. However, the reality was that the RAF lost 34 fighters but managed to shoot down 75 German aircraft. Amidst mounting pressure, Hitler made a significant mistake by changing Luftwaffe targeting. In August, 2 German pilots mistakenly bombed London during a night mission. This devastated the British, but Churchill saw this as an opportunity to formally bring a war to Berlin. So, the RAF bombed Berlin suburbs, surprising and angering the Germans who had believed their capital was safe. In response, an enraged Hitler ordered a strategic shift on September 5th. Redirecting Luftwaffe attacks from British airfields to focus on bombing London directly at night. Hitler thought that the bombing's devastation would break the British resolve, leading them to lose faith in Churchill and turn against him. On September 15th, the Luftwaffe launched a massive assault on Britain, deploying approximately 400 bombers and 700 fighters in a final push. In response, Park committed the last of his reserves, engaging every available aircraft from 11 Group. The RAF's efforts proved effective. They downed 56 Luftwaffe aircraft, while many others sustained significant damage or crashed in the Channel on their return to bases in France. In contrast, the RAF lost only 28 planes. This outcome demonstrated that the more aircraft the Luftwaffe deployed, the greater their losses became. This day is later on recognized as Battle of Britain Day. In the end, Hitler faces reality and loses faith in the Luftwaffe. As for the RAF, they know they've won this battle. And that is Operation Sealion. What do you think was Britain's most successful weapon in defeating Germany in the Battle of Britain? Tell us in the comments below. If you liked watching this video, support us by giving it a like, clicking subscribe, and turning on the notification bell. Thanks for watching.